let's talk about something that is a little more complicated, and it's called sync licensing. So that's all those things people know. Sync licensing is now the things that people don't really think about when they think about making money from their beats. So what is synchronization licensing? Synchronization is when you put music synchronized with images. So there's different places where you can do song placements, and I did all of them. So to give you an example, for example, you're gonna have documentaries. I don't know if you watch documentaries about animals, for example. You know, when there's documentaries about animals, documentaries about the ghetto, documentaries about Africa, documentaries about food, documentaries about whatever. If you listen well to the documentary, you're gonna see images. You're gonna hear somebody talking about how they do the food, or oh, now this is the moment where the lion is looking for the best female to fuck, whatever. But if you listen closely, all these documentaries have music. And if you think about it, that music has been done by somebody. And this is called sync licensing. And music for documentaries generate a lot of money because they pay you up front for using your music. Usually they pay around 3,000 euros to use your music. And then you receive copyright every time people are playing the documentary on TV, on platforms like Netflix, etc., etc. You receive some money. You see what I mean? So well, it's 2 a.m. here. So yeah, it's Club Shada. We don't sleep. You better subscribe. So the sync licensing is a great business for those who are inside it, because I know a guy who was a rapper, and one day I don't see him anymore, and I was like, where you been? And he's like, oh, I've been working. I said, yeah, but I don't see you in the shows. He's like, oh no, I don't do shows anymore. I was like, what you mean you don't do shows? He was like, no, I do sync licensing. I was like, what you mean? Yeah, I do music for documentaries. What you mean music for documentaries? I'm like, yeah. There's documentaries, and I have library of sounds, and they use whatever they need. They pay me, and then I receive copyright every time they play. So think about this. You don't only have documentaries. You can also have sync for TV series on Netflix. You can have synchronization licensing for movies. I don't know if you know this Portuguese guy called Lucenzo, who did Io, Dançando Kuduro, etc., etc. They use his music for Fast and Furious 5. And I think the copyright money he made was around 10 million. Because every time somebody buy a cinema ticket to go see the movie, a part of the money that is generated by this cinema sale, ticket sale, goes to the music. So if you have 10 million people who go see the movie, it's gonna generate 100 million in movie sales, and in these 100 million, you're gonna have 20% that will go to the copyright society, that will give 50% to the writers and 50% to the composer. And he made a ton of money because he has the song on the movie. So if you think of a movie like Black Panther, for example, Black Panther had $1 billion worth of ticket sales worldwide, if not more. And of these $1 billion, there's probably 200 million that went to all the music that you hear, like Dave Wodumo and everybody that, and even the guy who make the music at the intro, the guy who make the is the same guy who makes the music for Mandalorian. And so every time you hear music somewhere, when you watch a movie, when you see a TV, when you watch even the news, before the news you hear something, or watch this is CNN, all that music that you hear, sync licensing. And if you know, to give you an example, Looney Johnson, for example, there's a series called La Única Mujer. Looney Johnson made the song Vamos Ficar Por Aquí, which is the theme song for Rita Pereira. Every time she appears, this song plays, right? And so Looney Johnson produced the beat for Si Cuatro Pedro or Vamos Ficar Por Aquí. And every time La Única Mulher plays on Portuguese TV, boom, Looney receives money from SPA. And it plays all year, then they replay on whatever, and then you have them on in Africa. It's called Mara la Femme Unique in the French channel. So you have every country in Africa, they play this series in French, and every time it plays on satellite, ching, Looney receives money. Boom. Si Cuatro received 50% because he wrote the song. Looney received another 50%. And so those are ways that people don't think about when about making money as a beat maker. If you make money for a novella, or you make money for a game or the news or something that will play all the time. For example, I have a friend, he's called Matt, and he made the music for Secret Story. Dun, 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 I wanna chat with you. Okay, this is a friend of mine called Matt. He was famous in 20 years ago as an R&B singer, and he also produced. And he made that song. And Secret Story, so Endemol, who produced Secret Story, they bought the right of his song, the licensing for France, for Holland, for Portugal, and for everywhere that you have Secret Story, Casa do Segredo. It's the same show. And every time, same beats. And I think he was making $1 million every year just from that. I made, back in 1996, 1994, I made advertising for McDonald's. It was Michael Jordan and Larry Bird playing, and then Bugs Bunny arrived, and it was a publicity for Big Mac. And that was my first sync licensing. I received, it played only 2 weeks on French TV, and I received from the Copyright Society, SACEM, I received in euros, 10,000 euros, just for 2 weeks playing on TV. And my beat was simple. They were playing, so I just did a beat that and that's it. I did the beat in 5 minutes. I gave them, all these guys were like, oh, this is amazing. Oh my God, so much talent. I was like, okay. They used the beat, and I made 10,000 euros just of these playing on TV for 2 weeks. So imagine some people have some people who made the music for the news, for example, the CNN news. Those people make millions every year just because they make the music from the news. So let me show you as an example. Let me see the chat. Sorry. Yeah, that's the song. Hey, Celine. Tengo dudas de cómo manejar mi publishing. Sería bueno poner ese proceso de colectar las regalías en mano de alguna compañía, hacerlo personalmente. I'm coming to this point. This is point number 12. We are at number 4. So, sync licensing. I'm going to show you an example of sync licensing that I did. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I find them. Hopefully I'm going to find them. Oops. Give me a second. I have to find the Instagram, and then I got to find the post. Oh my God, that's gonna take me hours to find it. But I'm gonna find it. Don't worry. I just need to make sure. I just want to give you an example of a sync licensing that I did that is actually still extremely popular, and that is generating a lot of income. So give me just a second, because I think it's in the beginning of their Instagram and I need to find it. And of course, oh my God, it's gonna take hours. Damn, so many posts. Posting, huh? Oh my God. Let me see what you say. Real talk. Gold nuggets for producers. Thanks a lot. I just want to show you an example. I'm sorry, but there you go. For example, there you go. So I 2 years ago, I have a friend that works for Trace TV. So Trace TV is a huge group. Trace TV, they have 20 channels. They have Trace Brazil, Trace Toca, Trace France, Trace West Indies, Trace Haiti, Trace Urban. And they have a lot of different Trace Urbans, and Trace Congo, they have a lot of channels. And they were looking for somebody to do music for their phone, just the phone. They were looking for somebody to do music for the phone, to do the ringtones for the phone that they were doing, a Trace phone, whatever. So I produced 12 ringtones, right? And it was not just me. A lot of producers produced a lot of ringtones. And so everybody was like, oh, yeah, great ringtones, whatever. And so they then, they have a commission where they listen to everything and they decide who they're gonna pay for, who's gonna win the business, right? And when they heard all the beats that I did for the different, because the deal was you have to do a ringtone for every channel. So you have to do urban, hip hop for the urban. You have to do a Zouk one for the thing. You have to do a compa one for Trace Haiti. You have to do a Congo one. You have to do Nigeria. You have to do Brazil. You have to do a lot of those different beats of 30 seconds. And I won the bid. So they paid me a lot of money because they were like, hey, listen, we don't want just ringtones. We want you to do the music of every channel of Trace TV. they bought 50 beats. So a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people think, we don't see Kaysha anymore on Trace. We don't see. Listen, when you see two music videos and then you have the little logo of Trace playing, and you have that music that lasts 10 seconds or 15 seconds, that's me. Those are my music. So I'm gonna show you one. There's a lot of them, but I'm just gonna show you the one I find. Let me see if I find on WhatsApp, because maybe they send me more, because I don't even know where I put all of them, because we did so many that I don't remember all of them. But if WhatsApp turns on, I'm gonna show you. So to give you an example, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So to give you an example, so let me see if I find messages from the girl from Trace. Oh, there she is, the boss. So they used to send me the animations, and I would create the beats on top of the animation. So to understand, with the money I made, I paid my wedding, and my wedding was expensive. So plus I did a publishing deal with them, and I kept in my business deal the rights to release the songs on my label. So yeah, it's a great deal that I did. I don't know if I can find. Okay, just to show you, for example, so this is Trace Brazil. Okay, wait, let me pause Spotify. Okay, there you go. This is let me make sure that the sound of Chrome is on. Okay, this is Trace Brazil, and for example, this is let me see, Trends. Yeah, I think I did this one. Oops. No, wait. Oh my god. This. I did this. Yeah. Boom. Boom. You see, this is an example of the type of beats I did for them, and I did a lot of them. I did. This is not from me. I don't know if I can find. Let me see in my computer. I know I have a lot of. I know I have others, but I don't know if I have. But if you listen closely when you watch Trace TV, you will be like, wait a minute. Yeah. So I have a whole folder with all the beats I did, but I don't have all the video. But for example, let me see if I can find some videos of others that I did, because I know I have all the instrumentals and the ringtones. I did the animation for the phone. So to give you an example, let me plug the sound of the Finder. Okay. These, for example, are animations from the phone. For example, this is a notification. Oops. Okay, wait. So this is what I did for the phone. So I got paid first for the phone, and then they told me, hey, we want to buy everything for so this is notification when you receive a SMS. This is the notification. This is the ringtone for I think this is for the Congolese trace. No, that's the ringtone for, I think is for the South African one. I think this is for Kitoko, the Congolese one. This is the one for Trace IT, and this is also the music for Trace IT. So in the beginning it was ringtones, but then they asked me if they can also use, so yeah, they paid some more. This is for Trace Sports. This is for Trace Urban. So next time you watch Trace Urban, this is for Trace Tropical. This is for Trace Toka. This is for Trace Nigeria. This is for Trace Africa. This is for Trace Gospel. So I did a bunch of them. I did, they bought 50 different, 50 different animations. No, they didn't buy the animation. They bought 50 different beats. So if you listen to Trace TV, you probably, I mean, for those who watch Trace TV in Africa or even here, you probably hear my music all the time and you don't realize. Sometimes because it's 10 seconds. So I think the ones that are the most, that people hear the most are the one for Trace Urban. Those are the one that you hear a lot. So every time, so to give you an example, I'm gonna make you listen to what I did. For example, Trace Urban. So you have that's the main one is this. Oh, sorry, I have to download them from Dropbox. Give me a second. Sync local. So for example, this is the Trace Urban. So and then you have a smaller version for between shows, between two music videos. And then you have the very small one. So yeah, I did 50 like those, and yeah, I got all kinds of. It's too bad I don't find videos. I didn't prepare, so but I also have. There's a lot of them. If you watch Trace TV, you will hear them. So all this, what does it bring? So first of all, big contract in the beginning. So I had so they bought 50 beats at my normal price. Plus, we signed a publishing deal, so they get 50% of the money, which means that every time they play in all around the world from all their channels, it generates money, and the SPA pays me. And because I'm signed to them, they also get a cut. So it's a great money generating assets. I also did that for the news at in '96 for a channel when I used to live in South America in French Guiana. I did the music for the news. I did the music for one show called Thanos e Funky. I did the music for the weather. And today, in 2021, so that's 96, so that's 15 years ago or 25 years ago. In 2021, I still make money from that. I still make money from those beats. So imagine, and that's the problem with a lot of beat makers. They think small. They're like, oh, I just want to sell a beat for 250 or for 350 to somebody quick so I can pay my rent. It's the the politic of urgency. Everybody's in urgency. They don't understand that the real money is not made in the real money is not made in the urgency. The real money is made in the shadows, and a lot of people, they just want to make that quick. Oh, uh, the real rich people, they're not famous. They make money for the TV journal. They make money for the news. And when you make money for the news, the news on every country has 10 channels, 20 channels. And in all those new channels, you have news segments that play every hour. Imagine if you make the music that play before the news and it plays every day. It means that you get money every single day. You open your eyes, you just made money. That's sync licensing, and you can make money from news, games, from video games. For example, if there's a game like GTA or NBA 2021, and you have a song in there, every time there's one copy sold and money generated by the game, you make some money, and they pay you up front, of course. So recently, it was not for me; it was for a friend. I put the song of a friend on Netflix France. They called me. They called my partner, who called me, and they were looking for a song by Fanny G for a love scene in a French series that I don't know about. And yeah, they asked me if I had the contact. I called my boy, who's the owner of the song, and said, "Hey, Netflix want you." So I put them in contact. Boom. They paid him 5,000 to have the song in the Netflix show, and they're gonna generate revenue. And the singer and the beat maker, they talking to him now. "Oh my God, thank you so much. You are the best." They don't know that it's me. They don't know, but I'm the one who arranged the things. But those are things like those, as a beat maker, those are objectives that you should have instead of trying to sell beats to I mean, you can also sell beats, but in the back of your head, the real objectives are how to make money that generates money all the time. How to make power moves. I call them power moves. If you can have a song that is the playing in Secret Story or in a novella, you're good. I recently signed a contract. No, it's not signed yet, but I wrote a song with Anselmo Ralph called I don't even remember the name of the song. Jafui. And yeah, apparently they want it for a novella. Because of the pandemic, everything is stopped a bit. But yeah, they want a song they want that song, and I own 33% of the song. So if the song goes in the novella, I'm gonna receive Portuguese money for a year or two. So listen, sync is amazing. Video games, TV, news, Netflix, and especially Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV, Hulu, all of them. They're in a competition. They're in a war. They spend billions every month to create content because they need people to keep being subscribed. So they create new series all the time, and in the new series and the new movies they do all the time, they need music. And who makes music? Us.